My dear brothers and sisters, we have heard that the gospel continues on to speak about the priestly prayer of Jesus. When Jesus lifted his eyes to heaven, when he prayed and saying, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one just as we are one. When I was with them, I protected them in your name that you gave me. And I guarded them, and none of them was lost, except the son of destruction. Hearing the words of Jesus, isn't it that we are being reminded once again, my dear brothers and sisters, that Jesus always remembers us, keeping us always, praying for us always. When he said, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so they may be one just as we are one. The prayer of Jesus speaks about unity of people. Unity of people. And secondly, my dear brothers and sisters, Jesus said, I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from evil one. They do not belong to the world anymore, that I belong to the world. As you sent me to the world, so I sent them into the world, consecrate myself for them, so that they also be consecrated in truth. My dear brothers and sisters, there is what we call parallelism of the first reading in the gospel today, that would speak about the reality of evil and good. There is a continuous struggle of evil and good. And here in our first reading today, Paul mentions about the reality when he said, so be vigilant and remember that for 3 years, night and day, I ceasingly admonish you, each of you with tears. I know that after my departure, savage wolves will come among you, and they will not spare the flock. These were the very words which speaks about there is continuous struggle of evil and good. And here Jesus saying, when he said, they do not belong to the world anymore, that I belong to the world. Protect them from the evil one. In which, my dear brothers and sisters, if we have to look at the gospel today, we'll speak about that the world is full of deceptions. The world is full of evil. So we could just see how the world make us to think, how the world make us to live, how the world make us to desire happiness. And here we see that the words of Jesus consecrate them in truth, as I consecrate myself for them. There are 3 things that we have to keep in mind today in our first and second and gospel reading. Is that 3 important things, because there is a continuous struggle of evil. You could just imagine, my dear brothers and sisters, that we're now trying to think about this COVID-19, pandemic COVID-19, where this coming from, who made this, where is this coming from, and what has this come from, and who made this? This is a big question. And we could just imagine, we hope that this is not maliciously done by men, manufactured by men. You could just imagine how he has greatly affected the entire world with this economic shutdown. It has brought us to a lot of isolations. You could just imagine. So we think that Jesus Christ, when he said I pray, keep them in your name so that they may be one just as we are one. You could just easily imagine that this pandemic COVID-19 has coming from maliciously done by evil, because you could just imagine how it has made us to separate from one another. COVID-19 has made a great isolation. All families, all communities, everyone. We try to isolate ourselves. We try to distantiate ourselves. We try to have a social distancing every now and then because of this COVID-19. You can just imagine, my dear brothers and sisters. And here we have realized, after all, that see, there is a continuous struggle of goodness and evil. And you can just imagine that this COVID-19 has also helped us realize that there's too much materialistic. People are attached too much to materials. You just imagine that life has been so complicated because we focus too much on what the world will offer to us, will tell us, will make us. And we realize after all that we have gone so far because of this materialistic attitude. And three things now that we're being reminded today. Paul reminding us, let us be vigilant. Let us be vigilant every now and then. Vigilant for what? Be vigilant and let us continuously heed and follow God's commandments and teachings to us. And that we will be guided. We will not be confused. Because in reality, we have been confused. There's a lot of confusion. Now, let us go back again. Listen to the word. Let us pray. Heed the commandments of God so that we will have a sense of direction. Secondly, our attachments to material things. There is too much materialistic attitude. Avoidance of material things in which we're being bruised, in which we're being changed. And now, with this COVID-19, we have learned that life is all about simplicity. And thirdly, and lastly, my dear brothers and sisters, we're both again to realize after all that Jesus is reminding us to conquer evil and malicious attacks of the evil one is to continuously show our love and goodness to everyone. Lalong-lalo po ngayon, we could just imagine how powerfully the evil one cunning humanity, the evil one trying to destroy humanity, the evil one through COVID-19 trying to destroy us, to disunite us. But we know, by the power of goodness and the power of love and kindness will help us to surpass, especially this COVID-19. My dear brothers and sisters, let us always remember Jesus said, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one, just as we are one. And always remember, my dear brothers and sisters, the prayer of Jesus, we are consecrated for Him as we're consecrated for the truth. My dear brothers and sisters, we do not belong to the world because we belong to God. We don't belong to the world, we belong to God. Amen.